Nobody tells a better story than our God, and probably the greatest story ever told is the story of a guy named Moses and how God uses him to bring about freedom to his people in slavery living in Egypt at this time. Moses himself is a Hebrew boy. He's born, and these are crazy times to be a Hebrew baby boy because the boys are all being slaughtered by Pharaoh at this time to prevent any kind of uprising. But through divine providence, Moses' life is spared. He's kind of shipped down the Nile River and ends up at the Pharaoh's palace and is raised in Pharaoh's courts as a prince of Egypt. And during his life, just at the right time, God shows up to Moses and communicates to him that God wants to use Moses to bring about the freedom and the salvation of his people. And we know that Moses goes to Pharaoh. Pharaoh refuses to let the Hebrews go. And this enables God to show up in a powerful way. God begins to show signs and wonders to prove that he is the one true God over all lesser gods. And probably the greatest and the scariest of the plagues, of the signs and wonders, is the last plague, the 10th plague, where the angel of death comes and collects the life of every firstborn boy of every household, unless that household takes the blood of an unblemished lamb and spreads it over their doorpost. And that way God knows this family is mine. These people belong to me. They have listened to my word. When Jesus is born into first century Palestine, the conditions are very different, but people are still in slavery. The rich are enslaved to their possessions. The religious authorities of the day are enslaved to the law. And the poor are enslaved because they don't have any power or status in society at all. That's why we call Jesus Emmanuel, God with us. Jesus comes to show, see, God is with you. God hasn't forgotten you, and God wants to save you again. In St. Paul's writings, he speaks of this mysterious power that he has found. And early in his conversion, he doesn't know how else to describe what he's found except to say that I have found this great power in the life of God, and I hope that you find it as well. These 40 days of Lent are a great time for us to tap into that same power. If you knew that there was a great power source that was waiting to set you free from all of your sin, from all of your distress, why wouldn't you tap into it? I pray this Lent, you and I can all find the power of God to set us free.